And it must be a time for another episode of
The Horror Guys!
Yay!
I'm Kevin.
I'm Brian.
We're going to talk about some horror movies we saw this week.
How many?
We saw 5 movies. A mix of very good and very meh. We're going to tell you about them.
These were mostly pretty good.
Which ones you especially need to see?
A couple of really big hyped ones.
Yeah, and they were right on the one.
Well, what do we got?
We have Frankenstein, the brand new 2025 Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
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 Now you got me confused.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Yes, the brand new one. Also a brand new one, 2025's The Mannequin. And, going back in time, 1993, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla II. Huh. Who knew that Godzilla would come back and Mechagodzilla would come back?
I did.
I guess the filmmakers did, yeah. And 2025, again, we're at the Elixir, an international film. And 2025 also brought us a sequel, The Black Phone 2, which is just Black Phone, not The Black Phone, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about these.
But not in that order. I don't know where you got that order from.
Those are the orders that I opened the files.
Oh, okay. As always, the show is brought to you by HorrorMonthly.com, the monthly magazine of terrible reviews. All the horror movies, terrible and otherwise. There's some good ones in there, too.
Yes, there are. Many
Stop
good
in over
movies.
at Horror Monthly, pick up issue 50, which has been out for a week or two now. And every month it collects all our reviews. Generally about 100, 125 pages, thereabouts. So these are not short little things.
We watch a lot of movies.
We do. Did the math this week. We've watched almost 100 movies released just this year. That's a lot of horror movies in 1 year. 2025 dated horror movies. We've got a lot of oldies in addition to that.
Just that many in 2025? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, we did almost that many last year for 2024.
Horror is popular now.
It's a horror boom.
Yeah. It does seem to be.
It's cheap and it makes money, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not cheap and doesn't make money, but usually it's, that's the thing, you keep encouraging them, they'll keep making more.
Yeah. Speaking of making money, hop on over to HorrorMonthly.com and click on The Horror Guy's Guide to the Horror Films of Christmas, where we talk about all the holiday-themed movies that are available for you. 75 of those things in that book.
Christmas can be scary.
Oh, Christmas can be really scary.
Uh-huh.
And that's just the family stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I've heard that there was a movie called Frankenstein.
Yep.
Came out in 1931.
Mm-hmm.
Came out in 1911. Came out in 1958.
You'd think it was a popular...
Probably about 30 other versions that I don't have the numbers memorized on.
Many versions. You'd think it was a popular story.
You'd think.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody by now has done the book, right?
Part of pop culture.
Word for word, the book?
There's some versions that are real close.
Some are closer than others.
This one is kind of middle of the road as far as accuracy based on the story.
This one goes to the book for some things that most of the other movies ignore, and it just completely skips the book on a lot of things that the other movies cover. So it's I'm going to say it's a very good movie. I really liked it, but it's not a great adaptation.
Overall, it's probably closer to the book than the Hammer and Universal film versions.
Well, yeah.
But, if you read the short story, or not short story, it's a novel-length book. But
it's plenty long.
It's it's different. Yeah, you should. If you haven't read that, you really should.
Yeah, it's not a terribly hard read, and I know it's available on audiobook. Mm-hmm. I picked up the audiobook last year from Chirp Books. They do really cheap audiobooks.
Mm-hmm. And it's public domain, so you can actually get it free out on the web if you look.
LibriVox does a lot of public domain books, audiobooks. Don't know if it's any good or not, but there's multiple versions out there.
Yeah.
Directed by Guillermo del Toro, written by him and also Mary Shelley. Duh.
Yeah.
Stars Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, and Christoph Waltz. 2 hours and 29 minutes. It's very long, and I don't think it dragged.
Christoph has been in a really good Frankenstein and a really good Dracula movie recently.
Recently, yes.
Yeah.
He was not in the werewolf movie, but that was not that good.
No.
It's another thing for 2025. It's got the Wolfman, it's got a new Frankenstein, it's got a new Dracula.
Mm-hmm. How cool is that?
No Invisible Man this year. That came previously.
Not this year. Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah. Spoiler free.
Well, basically, Dr. Frankenstein assembles a man out of corpse parts and brings him to life. But it's not a smooth process, and things get complicated.
If you've never heard of the story before.
Yeah, just in case. Like we mentioned, this version does follow the original book somewhat closer than the Hammer and Universal films, but it goes a lot more into the moral and emotional complications on this one, and what being a parent means.
I've read people on
Bad
Reddit
parenting.
saying that this was not a horror movie at all.
It's just about a bad parent.
Yeah, I don't see how you could say this is not horror. I mean, it's freaking Frankenstein that invented horror. Frankenstein.
And it's got a body count and violence, and it's really beautifully filmed and directed. It's long, but it is entertaining, and we both thought it was really good.
Yes, my favorite of the week.
I would say so too.
Yeah. Well, okay, just to give you a start out here, the prelude. So it's broken into chapters.
Yeah, it is.
Should be for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, there's a prelude, and then there's Victor's point of view and the creature's point of view.
Yeah. In the farthest most north in 1857, we open on a ship frozen in the ice. The men work on the ice with axes. They're on a mission to find the North Pole. The men report an explosion and fire about 2 miles away, and they go to investigate. They find a wounded man who's lost a lot of blood. They bring the unconscious man back to the ship, but there's something else out there on the ice.
It's big and it's angry.
They shoot it repeatedly, but it has little effect. It clearly wants that injured man, and it threatens to capsize the huge ship all on its own to get to him. It's strong.
Yeah, Frankenstein in this one is seriously strong. Yeah.
The men shoot the ice beneath the monster, and it sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, the monster, not Frankenstein.
Yes.
Technically. He doesn't have a name.
Bob.
Yeah, we'll call him Bob.
Bob Frankenstein Jr.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. The sick man, Victor, says the monster will come back for them. It cannot die. I made him. As he recovers, he offers to tell the captain his story. And this is the part of the book that most movies skip. Mm-hmm. The icy wilderness in the beginning and the end.
Yep.
It's a narrative framework that it lets him do the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 1, Victor's story. Victor's father was a wealthy baron and a surgeon who was away much of the time.
Charles Dance.
Yes. Leaving Victor home with his mother. You know, if Charles Dance is your father, you're going to get screwed up.
Yeah, that's just bad news.
I wonder if he's got any real kids. The father was abusive, but also taught Victor all about medicine. Something goes wrong with his mother's pregnancy, and she dies. The baby, William, survives and soon becomes the father's favorite. His father explains that no one can conquer death.
Challenge accepted.
Victor then decided to become the greatest doctor of all time.
Plus he had a vision, too.
Yeah. At the medical school, Victor demonstrates a machine he's made that animates bits and pieces of a corpse. It is quite the demonstration. People that say it's not a horror film did not see this scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other doctors call it an unholy abomination.
And, yeah, they're not wrong.
It's something.
Yeah, it is.
All right, and you know the story, basically. So, The visuals are amazing here, both colorful and drab at the same time. It's all super colorful, super sharp, very depressing looking. It's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They change around the family dynamic with Victor and the crew, but it sticks fairly closely to the book for the major plot points.
William is an adult here. He was a kid in the book.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the effects are practical, but when the CGI does appear, such as with the wolf attack, it's kind of noticeably bad.
Yeah, Del Toro.
Those are some pretty awful wolves.
Yeah, Del Toro insisted on practical sets.
Good.
But he didn't insist on super good CGI. Well, or maybe because there's so many practical effects that it stands out. It's
might look good in the theater, but we did not see this in the theater.
Yeah, on the TV, boy, that CGI when it kicks in is really obvious.
The only place I really noticed it was the wolf attack.
There were a couple other points I did too.
Otherwise, it looks great.
Yeah.
The acting is excellent all around, and even though it's 2.5 hours, it never gets boring and it never slows down. The ending is different from the book. It's not exactly what you call a happy ending, but it's not like the book either.
But it does resolve, I think, better than the book did.
Not sure why Del Toro felt the need to change the ending, but he did.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it's very good. It's still not a perfect adaptation of the original book, though, but it's closer than most.
And it's funny, another thing that was noticeable too, there's the lab and the captain's quarters on the ship and a couple of, the cabin.
All these
the
buildings are
man's
bigger
cabin.
on the inside?
They're huge on the inside.
There's no captain's cabin that big.
Yeah, some of them are really noticeable.
Yeah, I've read some reviews on this where one guy complained that, Victor Frankenstein was not likable at all.
Oh, I thought he was.
He's not a good guy.
He's a conflicted guy. But,
he's the troublemaker
but
here.
He's the cause of all the trouble.
Yeah, you're not supposed to sympathize with him.
But he did. I found myself sympathizing with him.
Well, he gets in over his head, but he's a jerk.
But he's a jerk and a bad parent.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac. I think.
Yeah, basically, he brings this creature back to life, and then when
he had no plan on what to do with it then.
Well, he was expecting the guy to sit up and start conversing about science with him, and there's some brain damage, or it takes a while for the creature to get up and going, and Victor has no patience for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oscar Isaac, did you think he was good at this?
I did.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good casting.
Jacob Elordi as the monster was the standout guy. He's really impressive here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's scary and hunky at the same time.
Yeah.
Mia Goth.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was kind of horrid here.
Oh, okay. I thought she was underutilized.
She was underutilized. She's weird.
Well,
why would this character be so weird? There was no reason. She's like Wednesday Addams. Why would she be like that?
I don't know. She just is, and that's what William liked about her. that's what Victor liked about her too.
Plus, she's a dual role.
She's eccentric.
She plays his mother and plays the girlfriend later on.
She's very.
So he has a type.
In a time when women were very repressed and very uneducated and very held down. She's very liberated. She's very intelligent. She loves insects. She's into entomology. Weird hobbies, for a woman, especially back then.
She's the only character I did not care for.
Oh, okay.
I
thought she was fine.
No,
she was just eccentric and out of her time a little bit. Well,
exactly.
And she even mentions that.
There's enough weirdness in this movie without having her in there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I just thought it added to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about the Elixir?
Okay.
A.K.A. Abadi Nanjaya.
What?
Directed by Kimo Stembel. Written by Agassia Karim, Khalid Khashoggi, and Kimo Stembol. Stars Mika Tambayong, Eva Celia Ladjuba, and Donnie Damara. Hour and 56 minutes. You might think this is a foreign film.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be right.
It is Indonesian.
Indonesian, okay.
Uh-huh, yeah.
We got a Thailand movie coming up next week. We got a lot of stuff from that region down there.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's spoiler-free. It's a frenetic attack of fast zombies that only has a short interval of getting to know characters before it starts going full tilt. The effects and action sequences are all excellent. There isn't a lot that's new here, but it's very well made and entertaining.
Yeah, I liked this one quite a bit.
I did too.
Yeah.
Better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
What happens?
Well, we open on a big party for a circumcision ceremony. What a party.
It's quite a party.
What a thing to celebrate. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of places do that.
Yeah. Ningxi and her boyfriend argue about him proposing or not. He's a cop, and she's in love with him, but he's dragging his feet too long. Well, he is about to do it when the phone rings and interrupts, and he's called into work. He has to go back, but he promises to return when he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, suddenly a car comes out of nowhere and crashes the party, literally. At first they think the driver is drunk, but no, he seems to be a zombie. And credits roll.
Uh-oh, party crasher.
Yep, and so it begins. Well, 5 hours earlier, the herbalist company makes some kind of new medicine and sends it to the boss by motorcycle courier.
I guess he must get samples of everything they make to try.
Probably, yeah. The courier drives through the place where they're setting up the party for later, and he arrives at the boss's house with his sample. And here we meet Rudd, Ness, and Han. They talk about a business arrangement with her father, Sadim. Sadamin? Meanwhile, Corinna talks to Keynes, the boss, about his sample from the lab. She wants to go on another honeymoon with him. And he's feeling kind of old and run down, but this herbal stuff is supposed to be good for your virility and youth.
He's old, the wife isn't. The wife's all energetic, and he's like, I'm old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Until he takes the elixir. Mm-hmm. And it does fix him up. I'm kind of skipping here because names are complicated. But basically, the kids are hoping to take the company over from Dad. He's kind of thinking about it until he takes the elixir. And then that plan goes out the door. And it actually does youth him up. And his hair gets darker, and some of the wrinkles go away, and he feels much more energetic. But then he gets a little rash, too. And that rash gets really bad.
And we've already seen that this is a zombie movie, so you know where it's going to go.
And then he turns into a zombie and starts biting people. And, it's one of those where, the bite spreads the zombification, and pretty soon you got the whole countryside.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
Untested, unapproved herbal medicine. What could go wrong?
Well, they find out.
One of these days down at GNC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one is Indonesian, and we don't see much from there. It's good because they were really able to take their time on the creature effects. Mm-hmm. It starts off like a soap opera with a family business and, little politics going on there within the family. But then it quickly goes in a whole different direction with the elixir. It's a little long, but it never drags. Overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This could be number one on a different week.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I appreciated that it gets to the action quickly.
It does, yes.
Yeah. And I've noticed one thing in this one, it seemed like it too. A necessary ingredient for characters' reactions in this kind of movie is they live in a universe where zombies don't exist.
No one's ever says the word zombie in most of these movies.
This starts happening. If this started happening, we saw this happening, we would immediately say, zombies, don't let them bite you. We recognize this. These characters don't recognize what's happening.
No.
Yeah. I think it's a little funny.
Maybe they don't get a lot of zombie movies in Indonesia.
Yeah. Well, and this isn't the first movie that I've noticed that.
No.
Characters have no idea what a zombie is.
How many vampire movies are like that?
True.
It could be vampires. What's that?
Vampire? What's that? Yeah. Or they've never even heard of a vampire.
Yeah. 2025's The Mannequin. Written and directed by John Berardo. Stars Isabella Gomez, Jack Sochit, and Lindsay LaVenchi. Hour and 25 minutes trailer in the show notes.
Okay.
Spoiler free.
Well, a year after her sister's death, a woman moves into an old building to set up the artist space that her sister wanted. But it's complicated by ghosts and stuff. And neither of us thought this was very entertaining, did we?
No.
I mean, it was kind of slow. I mean, there's a lot of talk. It's on the dull side, even in the scary parts. It's a good premise. I thought the cast was okay, did an okay job with it.
Cast was fine.
It just didn't grab me.
The set was fine.
Yeah.
The story was nothing spectacular, but it was got boring.
Kind of a slog, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ruth, an old-timey model, stands for a photo shoot as Jack the photographer talks to her about big stars that he's worked with. He then stops to take her measurements. He talks her into changing into another outfit, and when she's done, he kills her with an axe.
Well, that escalated quickly.
He then poses with her decapitated head on the body of the mannequin. Credits roll.
Okay.
In the present day, two sisters, Sophia and Liana, look at the same building, now empty and ready to move in. That was like in the 1940s or something, so it's been many years.
Yes.
Liana goes home and finds her boyfriend Peter, who's a ghost-finding streamer, and he's finishing up his show. They all end up going to Nadine's big party tonight, and Liana breaks up with her boyfriend there after the party. The next day, Sophia brings her friends Nadine and Hazel over to see the new workspace, and they all admire that creepy-looking mannequin that came with the furniture. The two sisters then argue about their lives. That night, working alone, Sophia gets a shock, and so does Liana. Her boss fires her. In the morning, Liana goes to the old building to look for Sophia and finds her dead in a puddle of blood. The police declare it a suicide. And then we skip to 1 year later and more stuff happens.
Yep.
Yep.
Liana goes back, sets it up, moves into the space. Bad things happen.
They do.
Yeah.
I want to know what property manager is going to store all the furniture for a year, though. Somebody was paying that rent or not?
And he couldn't get any other clients in that year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Best not to overthink
It's the hardest part to believe.
Yeah.
All right, well, this one involved jump scares.
It's good that they used loud music to let us know when to be scared and startled.
Yeah, there's nothing beyond sudden loud noises.
A lot of times.
Da-dun! Oh, my goodness, I jumped. It was loud sound and nothing on the screen.
Or not much. Not enough.
Loud music is not scary.
Yeah.
So they found a mannequin full of old body parts, and no one bothered to call the police.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after that first scene where he puts the head on the mannequin, I knew where we were headed with this.
A House of Wax situation.
Absolutely. It's obvious.
Uh-huh. Yeah. The whole situation is unsettling and disturbing, but I thought the story's on the thin side.
Very thin.
Yeah, stretched out. Yeah.
But mannequins, they're creepy. Get over it.
Well, it had some creepiness. Yeah.
One that's not terribly creepy, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla II from 1993.
But it had an awesome poster.
Oh, they always do.
Yeah.
Directed by Takeo Okawara. Oh, I'm getting lopsided today with these. Kazuki Amori. Written by Yutaka Izubuchi, Wataru Mimura, and Shinji Nishikawa. Stars Masahiro Takashima, Ryoko Sano, and Megumi Okada. Hour and 45 minutes. It's a fairly long one.
And again, this was 1993, the second phase of the Godzilla movies. Yeah.
Spoiler free.
Well, while humanity is putting together a mechanical answer to Godzilla, Rodan hatches, as well as a baby relative of the giant lizard. And this one is really loaded with science fiction science and monster battles and human drama and collateral damage. Always collateral damage. And like we've mentioned before, the effects keep getting a bit better with each movie.
They're still awful cheesy, but they're better than they used to be.
Better than they used to be, yeah. But we thought this one was very entertaining fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should check this
giant
out.
robots and Godzilla and baby Godzilla and Rodan. And
all the things.
Drama.
Yeah.
Well, we open on scientists looking at the severed robotic head of King Ghidorah. It's 1992, and Japan has recruited a bunch of scientists to build a fighting machine called Garuda, but it was ineffective. They used the head of Mechagodzilla from the future. So you remember the previous movie, or one of the earlier movies, King Ghidorah was killed in the 40s, or something like that. And they brought him back in the future. What did they do? Oh, it was a time travel thing.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. But he got his head ripped off, and they replaced it with a mechanical one in the future. Then brought him to the past, where it's complicated. Go watch that movie.
And here we got the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey things, too.
Yeah, they're finding what's left, the head.
Yes.
So they used the head of Mechagodzilla from the future, and learned how it worked, to build an all-new, much-improved fighting machine. They call it Mechagodzilla. Credits roll.
Okay.
Kazuma, one of the scientists, explains things to Yumi about Garuda. He gets reassigned to G-Force, and there's lots of training, including martial arts, before he gets to study Godzilla. Because, if you're going to be a Godzilla fighter, you need karate.
It helps.
Meanwhile, some men find dinosaur bones on an island. It's a thing called a pteranodon. There's also an intact egg and an empty egg shell.
So something has already hatched. Something's going to hatch.
Azusa is one of the scientists, and she sees a giant flying reptile on the cliffs above the camp. It makes the egg glow. It must have come from that second egg, gotten irradiated, and mutated just like Godzilla did.
Science.
Remember, within the last couple of movies, we got an origin story for Godzilla, too. Suddenly, Godzilla shows up and shoots his laser breath at the flying monster. They fight for a while as the scientists scramble around trying not to get killed. The fight is still going on as the humans fly off in their helicopter, along with the egg. Professor Omai studies the egg. Will it hatch? Kazuma comes to visit. He's a fan of pteranodons, and Azusa finds him irritating. Oh, but that sounds like a romance waiting to happen. The egg's color changes depending on its emotion. Also, it's listening to the scientists' voices, and he gets very attached to Azusa. Mickey, from the previous films, arrives with Kazuma. She wants the professor to get her psychic children to identify an object Kazuma took from the egg. It's encoded with music, and when they play it, the egg gets upset and hatches. Well, one thing leads to another, and there's a monster fight.
Yep. Basically, yeah.
The creature effects in this one have jumped up several levels. There's a bit of CGI now, but nothing looks cartoony. This has more of the monster action than any of the previous films, because it's got a lot of stuff going on. But it's all entertaining. It's not just men in suits jumping around. It was a good balance of the fighting monsters and the high-tech weapons. This is one of the better new ones.
And it was noticeable, I thought, with this one. I hadn't noticed it before anyway. It wasn't a purely Japanese cast. They've tended to be.
Yeah, once in a while they'll fit in some, American types.
But this one had a few international helpers, more so it seemed like.
You don't expect them to build Mechagodzilla by themselves without American high-tech knowledge and computer ability, right?
No, apparently not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Is that a phone ringing? Ring, ring.
I don't have a phone.
Ring, ring. Better answer it.
There it is. It's a black phone.
Uh-huh.
The Black Phone 2. Directed by Scott Derrickson. Written by Joe Hill, Scott Derrickson, and C. Robert Cargill. Stars Ethan Hawke, Mason Thames or Thames?
I think it's...
yeah, it's spelled like the river.
Thames.
And Madeline McGraw, hour and 54 minutes. And trailer is in the show notes. So Ethan Hawke gets top billing in this one.
Mm-hmm. And you barely see him.
I don't believe we ever get a shot of his whole face.
No, I don't think so. No. Not uncovered.
We get his voice.
Yeah, we do. And we see parts of his face and made-up face.
It might have been part of his face. It might have been his face under that mask. It's hard to tell. It had so much gore and goop on it.
I think it often was. Yes.
Okay. 4 years later, Finn and Gwen are back from the previous film and struggling with the trauma of the previous movie. The Grabber is back too, sorta. And they, along with a few new friends, all go to a camp where they get snowed in and scary stuff happens. This seemed like a bit of a reach to make a second movie, but here it is. It's not too bad, but the story is on the weak side. We weren't very pleased with it overall.
No.
I think it made no damn sense, but I was more entertained with it than you were.
I could have lived without it.
Well, I wasn't a big fan of the first one. The second one came along, and I'm like, oh, I guess we have to watch that.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was required.
I think the second one's probably better than the first one.
Mm.
You're going to go no?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
The first movie was kind of forgettable. I had to look up the previous review for a refresher. So yeah.
It made a lot of money, and that's all anybody cares about.
And so
there'll probably be a Black Phone 3.
Maybe, yeah.
So what happens?
Well, it's 1957 in the Rocky Mountains. Hope stands in a very remote payphone in the mountains, and she talks to the other person on the other end about a dream she had. And she got this phone number that she called from her dream. Well, the call gets creepy, and she walks away. Credits roll as we see action shots of many cold places. I see. And now it's 1982, about 4 years after the first movie, and we watch Finn beat up a kid on the playground. He's got some anger issues now. The other kid picked on Finn for the stories about him killing a serial killer.
Which are true.
Yeah. Gwen thinks all the fighting is bad. And there's Ernesto, who likes Gwen, and he wants her to go see Duran Duran with him.
It's Duran Duran, so you know it's the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That night, Finn has a flashback to his time with the Grabber. He's still not completely over it. He's having some PTSD and issues and struggling with it. And then we cut to what appears to be a child's camp in the past, and then someone brutally kills children in the snow. Gwen has nightmares and sleepwalks. She's not over it either.
All right.
Plus, Gwen seems to be picking up still on psychic images and premonitions and things and images of the past.
The killer's dead, but the psychic stuff stays on.
Yeah. So
and
Finn is still getting phone calls.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not good.
All right. So the Grabber basically seems to be Freddy now.
Yeah.
Able to manipulate and attack from within a dream. He died in the first movie. Mm-hmm. How are you going to bring him back? Through nightmares.
Yep.
Gwen could fight back in much the same way. They killed the baddie in the previous film, so they had to do something to bring him back. But I think the Freddy and the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff didn't work for me. It seemed like too much of a ripoff. No, and most of the movie takes place out in this super cold-looking environment. And
lot of it.
The big finale is on this frozen lake where they're digging holes looking for bodies.
Now, more than once, somebody falls in the water through the ice. And it's scary and intense, and they do get out. And then
they just stand around in the wind.
It's freezing winter, and they're soaking wet. They've just been in this, water that's 33 degrees. And,
it
cold,
don't work like that.
hypothermia? Yeah, no, they're fine.
Yeah. So no one got hypothermia from being in the water of a frozen lake. Actually, other than some injuries, no one in this film dies at all. At least not in the present day.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for some kids who were murdered back in the past. But
ghosts.
None of the current characters die.
Yeah.
It's a very cold-looking movie. The scenery is dark and atmospheric, with every shot demonstrating just how cold it is in the mountains. And they all go for a swim. Yeah, the acting is fine, the setting is amazing, I thought, and the plot is thin but workable. Really goes into the PTSD and trauma that the survivors of the first movie feel, which I thought was pretty cool, since it's got some real follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
The supernatural stuff almost feels like an interruption of the moody stuff.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
I think it was probably better than the first one, which I thought was pretty forgettable.
It does please me that they brought back the same actors for Finn and Gwen.
They were very young in the first movie.
And they're the right age, too. They were 13 in the first movie, and they're about 17 here. For reals. Yeah, I like that. I like it when 30-year-olds aren't playing teenagers. And they're both good, for being such young actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you got to say?
Yeah. That's
okay.
about it. Yeah, forgettable.
Well, next week we will have, believe it or not, 5 more films, including, I'm looking at this list. Oh my goodness, maybe we ought to take next week off.
Why? Are there bad ones?
These are some very mediocre films.
Okay, we can still warn people.
All right, tune in next week where we will show you what not to watch.
Or, at least warn you up front.
How many hours this week did we waste on this crap?
Some movies are like that.
Okay, 2 of them are pretty good.
Yeah, they're not all bad.
Yeah,
I was entertained
the other
in
3
some of the
are.
stuff we're watching. It's not all awful.
All right. Well, what are they going to be? You're going to have to tune in next week and find out.
You betcha.
Or go over to horrorweekly.com. Sign up for the weekly email list where you get our full reviews, spoilers included, every week in your email box. But if you just want the podcast, I'll see you next week.
See ya.